What's up? We are live with another Spread the Floor show. Calvin Wetzel back with Dano Mataya. We both cashed our spread bets yesterday, Storm and Liberty. Dano had like 17 bets and cashed like almost all of them, I think, except for a couple.
It was like 7 that I posted. And then, of course, like the second quarter under was a no-brainer. And then I kept hammering the Dream team total under. And I would get a little sweaty at the end because Seattle started to mess around, as they do. But it really helped when Christy Wallace fouled out, and then they didn't score for the last 2 minutes. So I think I had all the way down to under 63.5, at under 64.5, 69.5 was at plus 150, and then the 72.5 was minus 110. So yeah, if I didn't mess around with the Liberty at all, who, shout out to Sabrina, game of her life. But yeah, I mean, you nailed that exactly. They came out and actually shot the ball well, and we were due for it. So well done.
Yeah, and the Lynx didn't. The Lynx went from 50-some% to like whatever, 15% 3-point percentage Liberty, vice versa. We didn't even need that much of a swing. We just needed a little bit. So we cashed without a sweat. But I'm glad you posted about that second quarter under, by the way. So I was almost forget. I was going to forget to bet it when you posted that. I was like, oh, I got to go grab it because the first quarter went over, and then sure enough, it cashed. So that was big time. Thank you for that, my man.
Of course. I wish I could post those and spread the floor. We're not tracking those, but we're
We'll get to live bets at some point on Spread the Floor, baby steps, sticking to pregame for now, but doing the live stuff just personally. So we'll get there. Right now we got 2 more games tonight, Sun Fever and Mystic Sky. My favorite thing, Dana, was when we text about these like the night before when the lines come out and we're like, yeah, what do you think about this one? What do you think about this one? And then sometimes we're like, yeah, I like it, and we fire on it. Sometimes we're like, I kind of lean that way, but I don't know. And then we wake up the next morning and like all of them moved towards what we said. So, like, I actually fired on the Fever Sun over 159.5. That's up to 164.5. Glad I put down on that one. We both sort of leaned with the Mystics -1, and both kind of regretting not firing on it because that's up to -3.5. So, yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe we got to do one of these late night shows like midnight or something before the lines move. I don't know if you watch, but yeah. After the line movement, is there anything you're still liking on today's slate?
So, I mean, I digging in, doing some research. To me, I feel like both these games, it's their third match against each other. All of them have gone over. So
these matchups, you mean?
Sun Fever. So yeah, the 2 games between the Sun and Fever, the 2 games between the Mystics and the Sky have all at the over. The Mystics have only 2 games that have gone over, both been against the Sky.
I believe they went over with the Wings once, right? 2?
Maybe, yeah.
Because they played the Wings twice in a row, and the first one I had the under.
That's right. That's right.
And so then I bet the under again on the second one, and it went way under.
Maybe I posted that wrong. Hold on. Either way, well, to me, I still think it's pretty good value with Mystics money line at -160. They've lost their first 2 to Chicago. Hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. So I definitely lean towards that. Yeah, should have absolutely fired on -1. So I'm regretting that a little bit. They came out strong the last few games, but also the Sky are on a tear. It's going to be an awesome game. I'm due for a first quarter hit. I haven't hit one in a minute. So I'm a little ticked off about that. It's both teams haven't played since Sunday. I know I'm starting with the second game here, so apologies for that. But I think I'm going to take Mystics -1 in the first quarter, probably the first half, but not for anything more than 1 unit. I don't feel super confident about it. Like to put down more than 1, but I think that's what should happen. I think it's going to be a wire-to-wire win, but Sky should keep it close. Great opportunity to bet live here if any team gets up ahead. But that's kind of where I'm sitting with that one. Do you like anything with the Mystics and Sky matchup?
Yeah, I think I do still like the Mystic side. You can get, by the way, we've talked about this on the show before. Our favorite book is BetMGM because they're
Mm,
always a little bit behind on that line movement. And you said minus 160 on the money line.
yeah.
BetMGM is still at minus 145. And BetMGM is still at minus 2.5 on the spread. Everyone else is minus 3.5.
Mm,
So go hit up BetMGM if you want to bet on
yeah.
the Mystics. I think I do still lean towards that side. We'll see if I hit it or not. I don't know. It's tough. It's starting to get out of reach. But if you made me pick a side, I would definitely pick that one. And by the way, I think I might be wrong about this. I think this is the first game for the Mystics this year where they are fully healthy, including coaching staff. I think they had maybe one other game. Well, they've been fully healthy, but they just rest Elena Deladon, not because she's hurt. But
Yeah.
I would say fully active. I think they had one other game maybe where they had their full roster available, and then like Mike Tebow got COVID. So I think this is their first game where they are going to have every coach and every player available for the game. I could be wrong. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's crazy. We're like, it's over a month into the season, and I don't think they've had that happen yet. So we haven't even maybe seen the full potential of this team, and they've already been one of the better teams in the league. So yeah, I think that'll be a big boost for them as well.
It's a good point. You're talking me more into it. I'm starting like minus 2.5.
Yeah, go hit it, BetMGM. You should go hit it right now before it moves to minus 3.5, before BetMGM catches up to the rest of the world.
I'll try to do it after the show. Try to knock this out. And hopefully if it happens, it happens. If not, I got a lot of stuff I like for Friday. But anyways, so Sun, we already covered. You fired on the over at 159.5. It's in 164.5. Fever tailed off a little bit. Opposite side, Connecticut Sun are scoring 89 to 99 points over the last four. Look like maybe the only team that can contend with the Aces as far as like a elite offense, and that's with losing, awesome point guard Jasmine Thomas. So they're doing a lot right, and it's their first game at home in a while.
Yeah, that's true. They had this road trip. I honestly faded the Sun a lot on this road trip, and I lost money because I kept thinking, and it wasn't just a road trip. It was like they played back-to-back nights at one point in two different cities, not even a rest day in between. They were playing good teams. They played the Aces twice on this road trip. They played the Storm when the Storm finally got Sue Bird and all their roster back, which was a good team. Like I kept thinking, like you cannot keep going city to city to city against good teams back-to-back nights or with one day in between and continue to pull off these wins. And they did, which is crazy impressive. But the thing about the Sun to me and why I hit the over last night, and I wish I would have put more than a unit on it. So we were texting about this. You look at their last four games, all of them are like upper 170s, or no, one of them was at 170. The other ones were like upper 170s or in the 180s. They haven't been below 170 in any of those games. And yeah, like, okay, they played the Aces twice. Of course, you're going to be high scoring in those games. But in terms of pace, last year we saw Connecticut be a team that just loved to walk the ball up the court, slow it down, grind out games. When you look at the pace in the last four games, even though they're playing fast teams like the Aces, all four of those games where the pace was higher than their opponent's average pace. So even though the Aces have a fast pace, the Sun 2 games against the Aces, those were faster than even an average Aces game. Like the Sun didn't try to slow the Aces down. They, if anything, sped them up and ran even faster than what the Aces have on an average game. So if the Sun are going to start running, or at a very minimum allowing teams to let them run and not trying to slow the game down, they're going to continue to cash these overs the way they have been. And it's not like the Fever are going to try to slow anyone down. If the Sun want to run, the Fever are going to be like, yeah, sure, why not? Fever had the other day, we talked about the 90-plus possessions in a game and still hit the under, which is frustrating me. But that's because they played Green, who are apparently good at defense now. I think, honestly, I'm still thinking about adding some even on how high this line has risen because I love this over.
Yeah. I mean, the team total for the Sun is set at 90.5. And I mean, it's not out of the question. It's just, can the Fever get there? Can the Fever stay in it long enough? They've proven they can play with the Fever with the Sun at Connecticut. It's a weird matchup, and you're really hoping for just kind of chaos from the Fever and shot making. So I'm with you. I still think I lean on the over at 164.5. But I think I'm gonna look for more opportunities to bet live. I mean, this might be one of those times where I wish I would have bet the Sun the first quarter, but I'm too afraid after they burned me against the Fever last time. But yeah, the Fever are not going to go away. They're pesky. They're going to run. I do think 15.5 is just ridiculously high. Like, I think I'd be remiss if I didn't put a unit down on the Fever to stay within 15, even just in, getting a backdoor cover if they get down by a lot.
Yeah, they that first line, I think the first two games they played closed at like 16, right? And the Fever only lost by 9. And then the books overreacted to the other one, although I think home court did switch. But the other line was like 11.5 or 12, and then the Sun covered. So we'll see. But yeah, this is a really, really high spread. I think those are the two highest spreads of the season, or the two times that Fever has gone into Connecticut this season. I agree. I'm not sure if I'm going to hit the spread, but if I do, I would have a hard time betting on anyone to cover 15.5 as a favorite. That's a high number.
It's so high. All right. Well, we got an off day tomorrow, but 5-game slate on Friday. Already see a lot of angles I like. Already started modeling. I am so excited for Friday's slate. Ooh, it's going to be nice.
It is. I wish they spread these games out a little bit. But yeah,
right.
For Friday, a lot of good games. Actually, I got one on Saturday. There's only one game on Saturday, but I'm looking forward to that one too, because it's going to be the first Sparks game post Derek Fisher. So we'll see how they look in that one. But yeah, stick with us. Follow us on Twitter, and we'll be posting our picks. And follow us or subscribe on YouTube when we'll be back with more of these shows. All right. See you guys.